All right. Now, if I was making a regular barbecue sauce, you know, for meat or beef or ribs or pork or something, I would add some beef stock. That's the wind. I would add some beef stock. Instead, because this is a seafood recipe, I'm going to add something that is a secret ingredient. Seriously. This is what, does anybody know what umami means? Umami? It's like you got on your palate, you've got sweet, sour, salt, bitter, and then there's this thing called umami that doesn't really have a flavor, but it has a sensation on your palate. It's the thing that makes your mouth water automatically, uncontrollably. It adds depth and flavor to food. It makes the flavors of food come out. Like there's a natural flavor in salmon, and you taste it. But if you want to taste a deeper, richer flavor of salmon, you need something that has a umami. Umami, let's see. Soy sauce is considered umami. Okay, here we go. We're getting, it's going exactly where we want. Well, the secret ingredient is clam juice. Honestly, I'm not kidding you. Clam juice pretty much can save you from just about anything as far as flavor. If you're making a soup, use clam juice. I use it in Top Chef Masters all the time. See, that's how I got as far as I got. Okay, now you know. You asked the question, now you got the answer. Here at Monterey Bay Aquarium, that's right, folks. You're not going to see that on any blog. Okay, I'm trying to dissolve the sugar. I'm trying to remove it from the bottom with clam juice. All right, so we got our sweet and sour action going here. I'm going to add that ketchup mixture to the gastrique. How many people ever heard of duck à l'orange? All right, I see hands. I see hands. I have peripheral. That's the beginning of duck à l'orange. Sugar, caramelized, vinegar, duck sauce, oranges, squeeze, some herbs, cook it out with duck bones. Comes out duck à l'orange sauce. Now you know. I was a saucier for many, many, many years in French restaurants in New York City. When I graduated from Culinary Institute of America in 1970, a couple of years ago. 78. That's right. I'm not ashamed of nothing. All right. So that would normally be something brown, you know, like beef stock or something. But we got the umami of the clam juice, so it goes with seafood, which we love. Now we want to kick it up. I hate using that phrase. We want to make it spicier. So we're going to add Tabasco, right, as much as you want, right? And here's where you can start to customize what you want. I add Worcestershire sauce. I think Worcestershire sauce is a tremendously enrichens a barbecue sauce deliciously. All right, so that comes to a simmer. I don't know if you can smell it. I'll make it come out as best I can. The Tabasco is undeniable, and it's really delicious. And this comes up and it simmers for 20 minutes or so till it gets thicker and it starts to look like this. Right? That's exactly what this is. Now, when I said you can get creative, you want it a little spicier? Yeah, why not? Let's make it a little spicier. Add some chipotle powder. Chipotles are jalapeno peppers that have been smoked. That's all right. That's fun. We like fires. Fires are fun. And this is the base, this very sauce. You take this, you take another pan, you saute some onions and some bell peppers, you add some paprika to it and vegetable oil, and you add this sauce to it, you've got a base for Sloppy Joe. I don't know if you watch it, Sloppy Joe. That's what this is. This is Sloppy Joe base. It's in the book. You know, and when I made that recipe, I turned to Roy, who was my co-author, and I said, you know, this recipe is going to end up selling this book. I ended up going on Oprah Winfrey and serving her a Sloppy Joe. A catfish Sloppy Joe. Catfish. Catfish is like, ooh, one of those fish. It's good. It's good for the environment. It's a brackish water fish. It's a vegetarian. So we don't have to go in the ocean and take fish out of it to make fish, you know, Purina fish chow. You know, and the problem with fish, and it's a feed ratio thing, you know. If you got to take 10 pounds of fish out of the ocean to make 1 pound of farmed fish, it's not very good. Because eventually, there's not going to be any fish left in the ocean, and that's just not good. And then all the other fish that are required, that we like, that eat the little bits that we're making the fish meal out of, also go away. It's called an ecosystem. Everything works together, you know. So we kill all the sharks, who cares? Kill all the sharks, cool. I don't have to worry. We can go fishing, we can go swimming, and not worry. No, bad. Those sharks help to clean up things. They help to balance. Everybody works together. We're all beautiful people. Huh? All we need is love. Honestly, it's the truth. And it's that mentality and understanding that it's one big motor. It's one big system. Your car, would you pull it off the side of the road and pull a piece of it out, throw it out, expect it to run the same? Oh no, that would be bad. Well, when a species goes away, that is exactly what's happening. There's an imbalance, and we think mankind can fix everything. We're good, huh? Talk to BP.
Yeah.
Hello? We're living in at the moment, as we stand here, one of the worst ecological disasters of the world. Of the world. And guess what? You see that? How beautiful that is? And here we are, smiley, beautiful day, right? In the 1900s, that was boiling with sardines. Boiling. There's so much fish out there that this town was based upon canning sardines, right? Cannery Row, right? This town was polluted. It smelled disgusting, putrid, fish rotting every day. Immigrants being exploited, fish. We were destroying that. We, mankind, kept on chugging along until 1946. The population of that boiling, beautiful nature, making that for us, went straight down. No regulations kept it from happening, and it collapsed. This is a sanctuary and a reminder of how we mess things up, guys. And the reason I asked you to take that Seafood Watch guide, if you don't have Seafood Watch on your iPhone, do it, and do it now. Carry that Seafood Watch card. Because you know what? That's our fault. Mankind doesn't pay attention. We just get too greedy. We think we're entitled. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a downer, but it's just the truth. We need to be smarter. It's not your fault. I want everybody to turn around and look at the ocean and just tell it that we're sorry. No, I'm not kidding. Think it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We blew it, man. This is like that's what this sanctuary is. So when you taste this fish, realize that you're entitled, that you're lucky, that I have such a respect for this. This is something that God grew for us to try, and we are a part of it. We're as part of that ocean as anybody. And no regulators, no administration is making these choices for us. This is ours. We own this, right? This is God-given right. I'm 178 pounds of compost, but most of what I'm made of is ocean. If you don't believe it, taste your tears, taste your sweat. We're ocean. Ocean is us. We have to take better care of it. It's our responsibility. It's not a thought, oh, that was great. Listen, what's for dinner? What's for lunch? What's for lunch? Think about it a little bit more. Every time you buy a piece of fish, pull that card out. Think about it. And thank God that you're being a part of making things better, because nature can find a way to continue sustainable. The word sustain, continuing, perpetuation. But it comes from an effort. We don't just deserve it. We have to work with it. You know, it's working out. Feels good. You know, make yourself happy. Buy a book. Come to my restaurant. Eat fish. Okay, here's what we do. Thank you. Nah, this is my world. This is my life. I've been talking about it for 25 years, and I feel lucky to be a part of the family of Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch. And I feel lucky that the mentality is finally shifting and people are getting it. And that disaster going on in the Gulf hopefully will scare the, what's the right word?
Bejeebies.
Bejeebies? Yeah. Bejeebies. Because it's fear that motivates and makes things happen. But you, each and every one of you, are empowered every single time you take out your wallet to do something about it. Don't think that I'm only one, can't do a thing about it. That is wrong. We have to collectively, sorry, now do something about it. Do something about it. Okay, we're going to eat now.